Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. I would like to welcome you all to this licensing committee on the 8th of October 2025. Can I start off with the protocol for remote hearings? Only speak when invited to by the chair. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand and direct all communications via the chair. Please ensure that your mics are muted when you are not speaking. When speaking, please be succinct and do not exceed the allocated timeframes. If referring to any written submissions, please refer to the specific page number in the agenda pack. Any new evidence can only be submitted at the discretion of the chair and the agreement of all parties. If you're having technical difficulties, please use the chat function to alert the meeting or dial in using the details in the invitation. Please do not use the chat function for putting formal questions to the subcommittee. Any persistent disruptive behaviour will result in removal from the meeting. Once the application has been considered, any remaining parties will be asked to log out of the hearing. Please do so promptly so that councillors will have the opportunity to deliberate and make a decision. The licensing service will be able to inform each party of the skeleton decision within 5 working days. Can I start off with the first item on the agenda? Can we elect a chair, please?
Yeah, can I nominate Councillor Walker, please?
Okay, I'll hand over to the chair now.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Licensing Subcommittee A on Wednesday, the 8th of October. Thank you all for being here, and can I just remind you, if you're not speaking, if you can just keep your computer on silent, so that we don't have any background noise. That would be really helpful. Okay, so we're going to go straight into the agenda. Hopefully you've got the agenda in front of you, but can I first begin by just asking both members and officers to introduce themselves, and I will sort of go around who I see on my screen. So Councillor Davis, can I start with you, please?
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Davis, Stoke Newington Ward. Thanks.
Amanda?
Good evening, my name is Amanda North from Legal Services and I'm supporting members this evening. Thank you.
And Suba?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Subha Shura, I'm a Principal Licensing Officer and I'll be presenting the reports. Thank you.
And Ravi?
Good evening, my name is Rabia Khatun, I'm the Governance Officer. Great,
thank you very much. And my name is Councillor Joe Walker, also a member of the Licensing Committee, and I'll be chairing this meeting this evening. Okay, we've had apologies from Councillor Troughton. So if that could be noted, please. Councillor Davis, do you have any interest to declare?
Nope, thanks.
Thank you very much. There are no minutes for this meeting, so let's move swiftly on to item number 5. And can I ask Siba to outline the hearing procedure, please?
Chair, I'll do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. So the licensing hearing procedure for this meeting is step 1, the appointment of chair and introductions. That's been done. Step 2, the licensing officer will outline the report. That will take up to 5 minutes. Step 3, the applicant's case. The applicant will present their case in support of their application, and that they will have up to 5 minutes to do that. Step 4, the responsible authorities. If I don't think we have any attending, but they would have up to 5 minutes to make any representations. Step 5, other persons attending, that the chair will invite them to present their case and highlight any reasons for objecting or supporting the application as contained within their written submissions, and they will have up to 5 minutes to do that. Step 6, the discussion phase. The chair will structure and lead a discussion on the information presented, enabling the subcommittee members to clarify any points raised and ask any questions if necessary, and they will have up to 15 minutes to do that. Step 7, closing remarks. The chair will ask responsible authorities, other persons and applicants and the licensing officer if they have any final comments to make. These comments can only relate to the issues raised during the discussion, and these remarks should be brief, and there will be 10 minutes for that. There'll be step 8 is any final comments, which members have an opportunity to ask any final clarification questions, and that will take 10 minutes. The parties will then be asked to leave the meeting, where members will then consider and deliberate on their decision on each application. And then the decision will be issued in 5 working days after the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Amanda. So we're going to move to hearing the application, which is item number 6, which is premises Pretty Earth 263 to 263A Mare Street, and I believe we have both the applicant and the agent on the call. And when I ask you to speak, if you could introduce yourself as well, that would be really helpful. And we've had withdrawal from the police for this application, but we do have C1 and C2 residents here. So when I ask you to speak, if you could also introduce yourselves too. Thank you very much. So can we move straight then into the hearing, and can I ask the agent please to
Chair, if the licensing officer needs to set out the report first. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, forgive me. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yes, if you could just set out the report, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So as you mentioned, the first item we are going to consider is for an application for a premises license received under Section 17 of the Licensing Act 2003 for the premises Pretty Earth 263 to 263A Mare Street. The premises is seeking authorization for the supply of alcohol for consumption on and off the premises from 11 to 2300 Monday to Sunday. The police have withdrawn the representation based on agreed set of conditions set out within the report, and a 30 minutes reduction in alcohol sales to allow for a drinking up period. And C3 from other person have withdrawn their representation based on amended hours until 11 p.m. Representation remains from C1 and C2. We have received some additional information from C1, and this document has been emailed to all parties, and I have nothing else to add. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Tuba. So can we move on to the next item, which is to ask the agent, please, to make your representation. You have up to 5 minutes, and we will give you a 1-minute warning when your time is almost up. And please do introduce yourself at the beginning of your submission. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Emin Fezal Yurdokul, and I'm the agent. We made a new application for 263 and 263A Mare Street. The first application was until 1 o'clock for sale of alcohol every day. After receiving information from objectors, the police and environmental health department, we agreed to withdraw our hours until 23 every day. We also agreed several conditions with the police, which we believe it will promote the for licensing objective. In addition to this, we also agreed some conditions with EHO, and EHO also withdraw their conditions. We also try to approach the neighbors. We send them a letter, and one of the objectors withdraw their representation. In terms of promoting for licensing objectives, we agreed even an SIA condition, which the police proposed, according to a risk assessment, which we believe it will promote and provide a safe environment. In addition to this, I want to point out that Mr. Ulus owns also other properties, like neighboring properties, which is Sun Bakery, Sun Restaurant, sorry, which has a premise license in place until 12:30, mostly every day. And also he owns the Oak Lounge, which is the neighboring property as well. and he has been in the area for a while, and it's a family business. For now, we never received any incidences or noise complaints. So he's been there, and he's been managing other businesses at the same time. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Amanda.
I just wanted to clarify that the conditions agreed were with the police and environmental enforcement, not environmental protection, just to clarify.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any other points of clarification from Councillor Davis or? No. Okay, great. As was set out before, we have no other objections from responsible authorities. So I'm going to move on to other persons, which is C1 and C2. Do we have them on the call, please? Yes, Amanda.
Yes, Chair. I'm just going to ask you to check with Rabia because I think she'll know if they are present.
Yeah, Rabia. I'll see one and C2 present on the call.
Let me just check. I don't see them on the call, no.
Okay, so yes, Amanda.
Chair, thank you. As the other persons aren't in attendance, I think just for the record, I think you need to say that the representations for both C1 and C2 have been considered by the licensing subcommittee and they'll be taken into consideration when making their decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you for that point. Okay, well, we can then move into the discussion part of the agenda, and this is for myself and Councillor Davis to ask any questions or any points of clarification. Councillor Davis, can I ask you to come in with your opening question, please?
Yeah, thank you so much for this. I have a couple of two first questions, let's say. One of them was whether you had a plan for smokers outside the front of the premises, and if so, what was your plan there, and how many smokers, if you plan to do that, would that be for? The second part is a question, really. I know in the application you have put down that this will be a wine lounge, but I note that the planning permission for this space is a restaurant license planning permission, which is distinct. They're two separate planning permissions that are required. So just wanted to ask what you're doing there. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. I think you're on mute.
Second. So actually it's going to be a mixture of things because they start trading at 11 o'clock. So at 11 o'clock there will be like bakeries, coffee, sandwiches, but after some time after like 6 o'clock it will be mezes, and then there will be alcohol. So it will be a mixture of mixed use. So because they are opening at 11 o'clock, it won't be a actually wine launch in the morning, but it will be after certain time. It will be like mezes and small snacks, and then there will be wine. Therefore, it will be a mixed use. So it's going to be a restaurant use as well, because there will be seated customers who's having drinks and also food. So we don't know if this falls into a different class in planning or it's within the E class. And then we can look into this, and we are happy to do a new planning application if this one is necessary. But so far, I think the neighboring business is a restaurant, and they serve like the same. They have food and alcohol, and they have seated customers, so they don't have any vertical drinking, and we agreed there won't be any vertical drinking. So we called it as a wine launch, but I don't know if that is correct, but it's a mixture of things going to be, it will be a bakery in the mornings, like a coffee shop, then after some time it will be more like small plates and wine.
Amanda.
Chair, there's been a recommendation from the planning department that the applicant does need to make an application for planning permission, or at least make their inquiries as they've said. But the issue about the bakery is separate. The bakery use is not a concern for you. It's more of the hours from when they're using their alcohol license. So there has been a recommendation that they do need to make inquiries about planning. So that is necessary. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And there was also the second part of Councillor Davis's question around smoking outside of the premises. If you could respond to that, please.
Yeah, if there will be probably customers who would like to smoke, so we will try to limit the number of people who smokes outside the premise. And also we will supervise, so there's no public nuisance to any neighbors above. I don't know if this answers your question.
It does answer my question, but would you be open to considering like a specific number limit for the number of smokers out the front?
If you give us any advice, I don't know, depending on the capacity, how many people can smoke, if you can, give us an advice on how many people should be, outside, then we can agree to that number. But depending on the capacity, I don't want to give a number from top of my head, to be honest.
Okay, I know that the capacity is about 50 people. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. On that basis, would you be open to a limit of 4 smokers outside front?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. And one more clarification, sorry, and then Councillor Walker, I'm sure you have questions as well. I know the representation with the police was withdrawn, but could you just clarify exactly what time you would plan to stop selling alcohol? So not necessarily what time you close, but what time you would stop selling alcohol?
We agreed we will stop selling alcohol half an hour before closure. Okay. So last orders will be 10:30.
Okay, thanks so much. Cheers.
Thank you very much. That's really helpful. I think kind of leading on from Councillor Davis's question just around the opening hours. Could you just say a little bit more just around at closing time, when people are leaving the premises, how you intend to sort of manage that? Because often, when people have been there all evening, had a few glasses of wine or beer, they can be a little noisy, and we just want to sort of make sure that residents feel confident that you will be able to sort of manage that, and they won't sort of aggravate any kind of antisocial behaviour.
We will have notices on the premise saying like, please leave quietly, and also we will be supervising. Staff will be trained how to manage like situations when they are leaving the premise. There is no noise or public nuisance to the neighbors. We can also have a policy for dispersal, but I don't know.
Could you just say a little bit more about your dispersal policy, and has that been something that you've already written?
No, it's not something that we have already written, but it's something that we can work on. If this is something like a recommendation, then we can work on a dispersal policy and train the staff how this will be done. We will probably supervise everyone leaving at that time, because it's a small business. It's not a, it's a small family-run business. And the capacity is 50. I don't know how many people will be there at 11 o'clock, depending on the day. But we can supervise people leaving at the door.
Okay, Thank you very much. Amanda.
Yes, Chair. Because it's an application for alcohol on and off the premises, would it be worth asking the applicant if they would agree to a condition for no open containers to be taken outside of the premises?
I think we agreed only sealed containers. There should be a condition.
There should be, okay, we'll check that. And then, Chair, I don't know if you would like to ask about the outside area, the outside space. For the premises, whether or not that's part of the use.
Yes, yeah, I guess that's kind of sort of connected to what Councillor Davis was also sort of talking about. But yeah, could you say maybe a little bit more about whether, you know, particularly in the warmer months, you know, whether you intend to sort of use the outside space of the premises, and also how many people, you know, stuff.
I spoke with my client about the outside space. He told me that he has a small 2 benches right now, and he recently opened, so he just started trading, and he's told me that that area is within his premise and within the lease. So it can be, it's 2 benches, probably there will be, I don't know, 4 or 5 people sitting there.
Okay, thank you, that's helpful. And just another question from me, just in terms of sort of engagement with local residents, because obviously with any kind of new premises like this, residents, you know, do get concerned about the sort of cumulative impact of licenses premises like this, and particularly you know, with issues around sort of antisocial behaviour and stuff. Could you just say a little bit more about how you've engaged with residents to sort of reassure them that, you know, this will be a well-run premises, and that you will, you know, manage effectively any issues around antisocial behaviour or kind of issues around noise and stuff, please?
We send them a letter because we don't have direct contact of the objective neighbors. We send them a letter through licensing department, and we explained what the use is going to be, and we are going to come back to 11 o'clock every day, so it won't cause any public nuisance. And also we explained that it's a family business. Mr. Ulus runs the neighboring businesses as well. He's always there. If they have any problems, I mean, they can reach him, and he's happy to make any improvements or corrective actions that is necessary.
Sorry, I was on mute. Councillor Davis, have you got any final questions?
No, I think all my questions have been answered. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I think yeah, I'm quite happy with the answers that we've had. Amanda, do you want to come in?
Just for clarification, Chair, I don't know if you want to just double check. I don't know if they said that the outside area is part of is it private land or is it public land? You know?
He told me it's a private land, and he said he had a visitor from environmental enforcement, and they come and checked, and they said it's okay. So that's the information I have, to be honest.
That's fine, that's okay.
But if there's anything like he needs,
and how many sit outside? Is it 8? Did you say?
It's 2 benches, so I think it will be like 4 or 5, maximum 6 people sitting.
Thank you. I think that's it. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, we can now sort of move to concluding remarks. So I will go back to the agent and just ask if you want to make any final remarks to do with your application, please. And you have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I already spoke everything. Yeah, but thank you.
Amanda.
Yes, Chair, just double checking about Sunday hours, whether or not you're happy with those.
Oh, yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that reminder. We think it would be preferential, particularly for residents, if you could stick to Sunday core hours, which would be is it 10:30? Yes. So kind of stop selling alcohol at 10 and then closing at 10:30 on a Sunday. Would that be something that you would be happy with?
I mean, we would prefer 11, but I mean, it's the licensing committee's decision, because I think we have come back 2 hours every day already to show our positive, engagement. And then the neighboring business, which he already owns, opens until late. So I don't know how much this 1 hour effect. There will be 1 hour effect to other, neighbors, because there's business neighboring, which is also open until 12.
Okay, Amanda.
Yes, Chair. Apart from your decision on Sunday, I just noted, is there a condition about contact details if you're not going to have meetings for engagement with local residents? Should we have a condition to say that the contact details for the
Of the manager to be displayed?
Yes.
I
don't know. I couldn't.
I don't remember that condition.
I couldn't see it just now in the report, so I thought I'd check with you.
No, there was no condition that we agreed, but we can agree on that condition.
Yeah,
we are happy to
contact details, either that or I don't know if the chair wanted quarterly meetings.
Okay, Suba, do you want to come in on this point?
Yeah, it's just as a condition on 14, which says the premises will display and maintain appropriate signage advising customers of the contact details of the designated premises supervisor, which is condition.
Okay.
Fine, that's fine. Great, thank you.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councillor Davis, have you got any final points of clarification or any final questions that?
No, all good. Thank you very much.
Great. Well, thank you. I think that concludes the hearing for this application. So unless you're part of the next application, you're free to go.
Okay.
You will be notified in a week's time, Amanda, is that?
In 5 working days, thank you.
5 working days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
So thank you so much for your time. And,
Thank you.
And have a good evening.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, have we got?
So,
Okay, great. So let's move on to item number 7, which is to hear the application for premises 147 Blackstock Road. So I hope we've got everybody related to that application on the call. We've got the agent and the applicant. Fantastic. And also B1 and B2. Rabi, can you confirm whether we do have B1 and B2 on the call, please?
The chair can confirm they're not on the call.
They're not on the call.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Suba.
Sorry, Chair. I can see somebody titled as Mr. H. And there's a phone number as well. So we might have to clarify who they are before we start the hearing.
Yes. I was just going to ask that. So Mr. H and also the other one with just a phone number on. Would you be able to just briefly identify yourselves, please? Hello, Mr. H. He's just sent a message saying this. No, we can't hear you, unfortunately. And you're B2. Okay, so we do have B2 on the call. Is the other person with the phone number B1? Okay.
Sorry. Mr. H, would you like to join with the information that I gave for the mobile, for the phone?
I think he said he was going to join. Yeah.
Okay. Are we happy to proceed then?
Yes. I think you can proceed on and give the parties a chance to join. So we can start with the report. Thank you.
Fantastic. Great. So can I ask Suba please to outline the report for us? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So the next item we are going to consider is again for a application for a premises license received under Section 17 of the Licensing Act 2003 for the premises 147 Blackstock Road. The premises seeking authorization for the supply of alcohol for consumption of the premises from 9 to 2300 Monday to Sunday. Representations remains from 2 other persons, and I have nothing else to add. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. We've got the applicant and the agent, Mr. Erdogan, on the call. We have no other representation from other parties other than B1 and B2. So, but I'm going to now ask Mr. Erdogan to give your submission, please. You have up to 5 minutes, and I will give you a 1-minute warning when your time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Chair, members of the committees and officers and the others. So my name is Deniz Erdogan, and I'm speaking on behalf of Mr. Irfan Aktaş, who is with me now. You can see him on the screen. So we are the applicant for 147 Blackstock Road. First of all, we would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here today, and for the time and attention you have given to reviewing this application. Our aim is very straightforward: to open and operate a small, well-managed, community-focused convenience shop, run responsibility and in full compliance with the Licensing Act. From the very beginning, our client's intention has been to create a safe, tidy, and positive local business that serves residents and contributes to the area. We fully understand the importance for licensing objective, and we take each of them seriously, ensuring public safety, preventing nuisance, avoiding disorder, and protecting children from harm. All steps taken so far reflect that commitment. We value good communication with both of the council and local residents, and we want to work in partnership to keep standards high. We were today to answer for any questions you may have and demonstrate that these premises will be operated responsibly and transparently. Thank you, and then we are here for all the questions.
Thank you very much. Are there any points of clarification at this point, at this stage? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Chair, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry, forgive me. As was outlined before, we have no representation from other responsible authorities. So I'm going to move straight on to B1 and B2. Can I ask B1 to speak, and have you been able to connect through the phone? B1, are you there? B1, can you hear us?
If you're on your mobile, you might be muted still.
Chair, shall we hear from B2 whilst we're waiting for B1?
Yeah.
Could we ask for Anwar to assist the caller to see if they are having any difficulties? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, Anwar, if you could, yeah, look to see what's happening, that would be great. B2, have we got B2 on the call?
Yeah. Hi, Joe. Can you hear me now? Can I confirm?
Yes. If you could just introduce yourself, please, that would be really helpful. And then you have up to 5 minutes, and I will again give you a 1-minute warning when your time is up.
Thanks, Joe. As mentioned, I'm from, well, I've been a resident in the area for over 42 years now, and I've got some serious objections in regards to this application. So actually two, bear in mind that we only have 5 minutes for this. So the first one was based on the premature alcohol advertising. I wish to raise some serious concerns regarding the application's conduct in advertising the sale of alcohol, especially prior to the grant of the license under the Licensing Act of 2003. I feel that, you know, essentially the section 136 of the Act prohibits the unauthorized sale or exposure for the sale of alcohol. And so even though no actual sales of alcohol may have occurred, the public promotion of alcohol availability without lawful authority has demonstrated a complete disregard for the statutory licensing framework. And I think more importantly, Joe, it undermines the integrity of the licensing process. I also want to mention it also relates to the licensing objectives of the prevention of crime and disorder. It suggests a willingness to operate outside of the bounds of the law. It also raises serious concerns on the objectives of public safety, as well as the protection of children from harm, given that there's no legal enforceable conditions, nothing in place at the moment. And even though there may not be any alcohol in the premises at the moment, possibly, there's nothing stopping conversations being had for the possible sale of alcohol for when this license is issued. What also is extremely concerning is not just the advertising on the shop windows, but actually the structure itself had been changed from outside with a new sign clearly advertising food and wine. I raised objections of this. I believe as soon as the objections were raised, they started to cover some of the areas related to the alcohol promotion. But I can tell you as of today, as of the 8th of October, and at 7:35, he has, or she has, the applicant, still advertising off license outside the shop. So it's still there, still being shown. It's a complete disregard to the licensing application. I just find the whole thing just almost a bit of an insult to this whole process, and kind of question whether I should even attend today, because it kind of feels like the applicant just feels extremely confident that it's already been issued, or whether there's been conversations that have been had before this process. I should mention that I have already made contact to Rabia this morning. I will be requesting a Freedom of Information Act for all correspondence from the applicant and the council, as I find this behaviour quite concerning. There is also a second point that I'd also like to raise. Is the failure to display the application notice. I formally raised this issue, that the notice was not visible. The applicant was already going through works in the store. The shutters were sometimes mostly left slightly closed. There was no way of seeing any of the notices. And what is concerning, Joe, is that if you speak to a number of the residents in the local area, they're not even aware that there was a notice. Now, what is concerning here is I raised this as a concern. I don't know if anyone else had raised this as a concern, but did the applicant at any point make the council aware that the notice was not available or was apparently being taken down? I hear from the kind of the reply that I got back that I believe the applicant has made it clear that apparently somebody was taking the notice down. I mean, again, I find that quite hard to believe, but if that's the case, fine. But if that is the case, did they make the council aware, and did they take the appropriate actions to get that rectified? Again, just the whole process has really just not been followed here. And so for me, it's more than just a procedural breach. You know, it has to be taken into account when you're looking at the suitability and the commitment of this applicant in upholding licensing objectives, because clearly up until this process, it hasn't been done. So how can the council have any form of confidence or even good faith that once this has been granted, that that the objectives are going to be upheld moving
You
forward.
have you have 1 minute.
That's fine. I'm done there, Joe.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, that's
Okay.
absolutely fine. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very
Joe.
much. Thank you for that. Are there any points of clarification? Okay. Were we able to make any contact with B1?
Sorry, Chair, I'm afraid we haven't.
Okay. Well, let's yes, Amanda, do you want to come in?
Yes, Chair. I was going to say that following the representation from B1, I don't know if you want to hear from the licensing officer regarding the application, just briefly to clarify the position
Yeah, that would be helpful.
regarding the consultation. Thank you.
Sorry, Chair. In regards with the site notice, the officers have looked into it, kind of thing, and there was photos was being taken to confirm the notice was being displayed. That's why the application has brought to this stage of the committee. Otherwise, it would have been invalidated. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Okay, we're going to move into the discussion part of the agenda. And can I ask Councillor Davis for your opening questions, please?
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for the representation so far. So I have a question for the applicant and agent. One thing I'm not totally clear on myself is, are you currently operational and open selling groceries or like food items and not alcohol at all? If so, if you could clarify on that point, that would be helpful. And then my only other question was, well, right now is how many staff you currently have in store if it's open, or would you plan to have if alcohol is to be allowed to be sold? That would be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you for questions. So at the moment, we have 4 staffs operating in this shop, and then Mr. Irfan has a personal license. He's the DPS for this shop. So, and then yes, we're selling some foods and groceries in the shop at the moment, but absolutely no alcohol. We don't have any alcohol things in the shop at the moment. Thank you.
Councillor Davis, do you have any follow-up questions on that?
No, over to you, Councillor Walker, and I could come back in after. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Can I just want to get clarification on the opening times that you are requesting. So this is 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. until 11 p.m. Monday to Sunday, and I just want to check that you know that's both the sale, the off sale of alcohol, but also that 11 o'clock will be the closure of the store as well. Can you just clarify that, please?
Yes, we want to operate from 9 a.m. till 11 p.m. And then this is open and then closing time. Also, same things for the selling alcohol. Okay,
thank you. And my second question is, I mean, you know, this is a very sort of busy area. You know, there's a sort of lot going on. Quite a lot of stores. There's also residents around that area as well, and you know, of course, we're always when we're looking at these sort of applications, we're always kind of looking at particularly the issues around safety. With having a alcohol license, obviously, you know, what we're looking for is for you to kind of act with the sort of highest regard of responsibility around this. And could you say a little bit more about how you intend to sort of manage, particularly around underage people coming into the shop and trying to buy alcohol, and how you would sort of manage situations like that, please?
So we are a small business, actually, the family business as well. So I agree that that area is really so busy. I know that. So, and then many other shops operating same things, what we want to do actually. So, but we get some extra, we try to get some extra things for the operating the safe, for the safety, you know. So we put CCTVs, especially inside, and looking at every single sites. And then all the staffs get training about how to sell in alcohol, and then they keep attention, take the attention, extra attention, sorry, how to sell in alcohol to the customers, you know. So it's basically, there is, we try to keep every single things in act, and then they working with the all the authorities together, with the policies, the councils, and then the other authorities as well. So I guess if we take attention about all the customers, and then the and then we are ready. Also, we are ready about your conditions as well. You know. So I just want to say about something out of your question, dear councillor. So about the blue notices, we put every single things from the first day, and then it keep the over 28 days, and then we never ever promote there's a off license, you know. So and then we just put to signage. I agree, and then when we but it's all about the ready about the operation, you know. So and I sent some pictures to the Mr. Sean, you know. So and then from first day until the last day, we always try to put the blue notices on site. Just I want to say this one. Thank you.
Amanda, do you want to come in?
Chair, would you be able to ask B2 to stop putting messages in the chat box, because it's not intended for that purpose. You won't be considering those comments at all. So we ask, it's been said at the beginning of the meeting that people are not permitted to use the chat box for the comments that he's making. Please, can you ask him to stop? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that reminder. And yeah, it'd be helpful if that could not be used for an ongoing discussion, please. And maybe Anwar, we could disable that if that's at all possible. I don't know if it is, but thank you. Councillor Davis.
Yeah, thank you. I have two more questions. You talked a little bit about potential underage people coming into the shop. We know it's also a little bit of a busy area of Blackstock Road. If you have kind of people drinking just outside your premises, it'd be good to know kind of how you would disperse them so they're not just standing drinking around outside the front, basically. That's my first question. My second question is, you're open at the moment, even if you're not selling alcohol. What has the experience been with your neighbours, the residents? Have you had conversations and been able to engage with the residents in your neighbouring kind of area? Thanks. Were you able to hear me? I don't know if my internet is disconnecting.
Yeah, I heard you loud and clear, Councillor Davis, isn't it? Mr. Aragon?
So at the moment, yeah, we contact the neighbors, and then there is no any issues from them. There is no any questions or problems with them. We didn't receive anything from our neighbors, actually.
Councillor Davis, have you got any follow up on that?
Yeah, and then there was just my question about people potentially drinking out the front. I know you're applying for a license, but we do kind of want to know what you would do if there was groups of drinking people just outside the very front of your premises. So interested to know how you deal with that. Thanks.
We're gonna put signs about public nuisance. You know, so just try to be clarify about our responsibility area, so, and then currently we're gonna speak in with them and then try to be gentle, and if they are still doing something else, we are ready for the working with the police and then the other authorities. So basically we're gonna do same things, what the other business doing, same,
Thank you.
And just following up from that, you will have kind of very clear contact details available for residents should there be any complaints or concerns, particularly around sort of antisocial behaviour and stuff.
Yeah.
And that will be displayed in the shop.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Councillor Davis, have you got any sort of final questions really?
It was just on that last point. Is that already a condition in the application, Super, around the details being available?
So we have some conditions about the licensing, and then we all agree every single things. So basically, we get the 1 second just. So we signed the West contract with the council, and then a contract number. We have the contract number, by the way. So and then waterproof cigarette beams we installed at the moment the outside. Sorry, 1 second. We completed the health and safety risk assessments as well, and then they installed the CCTV, covers all sites, and then they record in 30 days. So this is what we received the conditions, and then we already done everything.
Okay, Suba, do you want to come in?
Yeah, that's condition 16, where it says to display the contact details of the designated premises supervisor at the premises.
Yeah, thank you.
Could you just? I'm just wondering if you could just say a little bit more, actually, just around a sort of dispersal policy. Often with premises that are selling alcohol on or off the premises, you can get, particularly at night, people sort of gathering around, and which can of course attract antisocial behaviour. So I'm just wondering if you could just say a little bit more about how you would manage that to certainly reassure residents that the selling of alcohol in your premises isn't actually going to attract further antisocial behaviour on that road.
So this is just the off license, not in license, just the off license, and then there will be no on-site drinking. The shop will close no longer than 11 p.m. 23, and then zero tolerance policy for the street drinking, loitering, and any nuisance. If a neighbor raises an issue, I will respond personally and promptly. Thank you.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you very much. Councillor Davis, have you got any final questions?
Not for now, thank you.
Okay, I don't think there's any final questions from me. So I think we can then now sort of move to concluding remarks. And I can ask you, Mr. Erdogan, Amanda, do you want to come in?
Yes, Chair. Just want to double check whether B1 is going to make any representations, or if they're not going to be attending, then you need to say, at least for the record, that their representation is being considered and it will be taken into consideration when making the decision.
Yes. Okay. B1, did we make any connection in the end?
Rabia, could you assist? Thank you.
Apologies, Chair. We haven't made any connection with B1.
Okay, all right. So, but yeah, I mean, clearly we will take into consideration their representation when we come to consider this application. So, thank you for that. Okay, we are going to move to concluding remarks then. So, Mr. Erdogan, if I can ask you to make your concluding remarks, you have up to 5 minutes to do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I just want to be clear, every single things what we talk about tonight. So, for the blue notices, I want to make it absolutely clear that the notices were put on 17 August, a full 28 days before the consultation closing date of 17 September. On 12 September, I sent in photographs directly to our case officer, Mr. Shawn, to provide the notices were visible. One notice was placed on the shop shutter so that even when the shop was closed, anyone walking past could see it. A second notice was sealed on the left-hand column to protect it from the weather and keep it reliable at all times. Those notices stayed in place for the entire consultation period. There was no attempt to hide them, move them, or mislead anyone. From day one, I have been transparent and cooperative, and I'm grateful to have the chance to confirm that policies today. About the signage, the shop signage, this second issue is the early installation of the food and wine sign. I understand why that raised questions, but I like to explain background clearly. The premises used to be a cafe before, and as part of preparing to reopen a small convenience shop, we carried out refreshment work, painting, clearing, new shelving, and a new sign. The words food and wine are simply generic retail wording, very common across London, as you know. And then for the closing remarks, I know important is to protect the four licensing objectives. To prevent crime disorder, to ensure public safety, to prevent public nuisance, and to protect children from harm. Everything I've done so far has been those principles in mind. The notices were displayed correctly and verified. The signage issue was a misunderstood and handled by an outside contractor. All environmental and compliance measures are now in place. There has been no deliberate non-compliance, no conclaimants, and no disagreement for the council procedures. Every action has been taken in good faith, openly, and responsibly. We want to work with the council and with residents, not against them. If this license is granted, I will continue to cooperate fully and keep the highest standards for these premises. Thank you very much. I'm really so sorry. I'm a bit excited tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You were very clear, and yeah, thank you for your concluding remarks. Do we have B2 still on the line?
This is B1.
Oh, B1. Okay.
Yes. I am just making just if I can continue from where you left off. Under the Licensing Act 2003, they failed to display the public notice at all times. I'm not sure if alcohol was being served on the premises, but this would lead to other breaches of section 136, 137, and possibly 138. Under the Town and Planning Act, they failed to obtain the necessary planning consent to install the new illuminated signs. Under the Health and Safety Act, they failed to safely block off the pavements whilst installing those two new signs. Under the Highway Act of 1980, they failed to apply for the proper legal order, potentially a TTRO. Under the Misrepresentation Act 1967, they falsely advertised alcohol being advertised for sale by their large vinyl on their window display, also the 2 illuminated signs. Under the Control of Pollutions Act 1974.
B1, if I could just interject, I'm not sure all this is sort of relevant to this direct application, and I think we need to sort of keep comments that are relevant to the application as it stands when it was submitted. So if you could sort of keep your comments sort of focused on that, that would be really helpful.
So could you please, as you've interjected, what do you particularly disregard?
Amanda, do you want to come in quickly?
Chair, yes, I just want to clarify that the licensing subcommittee can only consider any issues in relation to the 4 licensing objectives. All the other legislation they can't act upon, or they can't make judgments or make comments. They need, if they have concerns, they need to put that in writing to the council and send it to the licensing authority if they have concerns about a premises or a complaint. But that isn't something, not part of your decision making for tonight. Those issues need to be dealt with separately. Thank you.
Great, thank you for that clarification. B1, if you want to continue, thank you.
Well, I'll just summarise then. Given the complete ineptitude shown, it is clear and beyond any reasonable doubt that the 4 licensing objections would not reasonably be promoted. Given the severity of the infringements, it would be reasonable to conclude that the committee stipulates a condition that no further application be considered for this site for at least a minimum period of 18 months. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any points of clarification, Councillor Davis, at all? Thank you. There is no one else to make concluding remarks, so that does bring to the end of this meeting tonight. We don't have a temporary events notice this evening, so you will be notified. Amanda, do you want to come in?
Yes, Chair. I don't know if you need to make reference to the other application which was withdrawn and not proceeding this evening.
Sure, yeah. Item number 9 on the agenda that has been withdrawn, so that won't be heard this evening. So with that, the applicant will be written to within 5 working days on the outcome from this meeting tonight. So with no further ado, thank you very much for your time this evening, and you are now free to go.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, have we stopped recording?
Just waiting.